Good morning, friends, and welcome to an unscheduled live stream, Crime Time with DutyRon. Breaking news in the Nancy Guthrie abduction case. Nancy's daughter, Savannah, went on to her Instagram this morning, just maybe 20, 30 minutes ago, and did what we hoped that she was going to do. And I mean, you know, looking at this case, you would say to yourself, I would have hoped that that reward obviously was done earlier, but better late than never. And at the end of the day, she upped the reward for any information that leads to, and in her words, the recovery of her mom. So let's take a listen to the local coverage. It came across as I was watching just my NBC local affiliate here in New York as a breaking news story. So let's take a listen to this and let me know what you think in the chat.
We got some breaking news into the newsroom, though.
Thank you, Jillian. And breaking news now, Savannah Guthrie posting a few moments ago a new video, an update on the search for her mother. A major headline, the reward is up to $1 million from the family. We're going to play the video for you in full. It runs a few minutes, and we'll watch this together now.
I'm coming on to say it is day 24 since our mom was taken in the dark of night from her bed. And every hour and minute and second and every long night has been agony since then, of worrying about her and fearing for her and aching for her, and most of all, just missing her. Missing her. We know that millions of you have been praying. So many people have been praying of every faith and no faith at all, praying for her return. And we feel those prayers. Please keep praying without ceasing. We still believe. We still believe in a miracle. We still believe that she can come home. Hope against hope. As my sister says, we are blowing on the embers of hope. We also know that she may be lost. She may already be gone. She may have already gone home to the Lord that she loves and is dancing in heaven with her mom and her dad, and with her beloved brother, Pierce, and with our daddy. And if this is what is to be, then we will accept it. But we need to know where she is. We need her to come home. For that reason, we are offering a family reward of up to $1 million for any information that leads us to her recovery. All of the information about this reward and the details is in the caption below. You can call the 1-800 tip line. You can be anonymous if you want. Someone out there knows something that can bring her home. Somebody knows. And we are begging you to please come forward now. We also know that we are not alone in our loss. We know there are millions of families that have suffered with this kind of uncertainty. And for that reason today, we also are donating $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children for their work in helping families who are coping with loss and actively looking for those who are lost. We are hoping that the attention that has been given to our mom and our family will extend to all the families like ours who are in need. and need prayers and need support. So please, if you hear this message, if you've been waiting and you haven't been sure, let this be your sign to please come forward, tell what you know, and help us bring our beloved mom home so that we can either celebrate a glorious, miraculous homecoming or celebrate the beautiful, brave, and courageous and noble life that she has lived. Please be the light in the dark. Thank you.
That is.
Hi there.
So just so you know, she is obviously reading a script and was coached in part by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And I know the FBI was encouraging the family to do this as soon as possible. They cannot force, obviously, a grieving family, but let's go over some of the fine points of what Nancy Guthrie's daughter, Savannah, read off on a scripted note. You could hear her flipping through the pages. She initially opens up and says, we are worried, the agonizing feeling of their mom missing her. You know, obviously everybody's heart is heavy in that family and across the globe for that matter. She thanks also the millions of people who are praying for her mom, which I thought was very genuine and very, very kind. She said that they're holding on to hope and a miracle. Hope against hope. Those were her quotes. We're blowing on the embers of hope, as she states in the opening of that video. Another key acknowledgement and point is she acknowledged that there are many other missing children and people that do not get the coverage that her family is getting. So she went on to make a donation of $500,000, $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And really, I thought that was a real act of kindness on behalf of herself and her family, and the acknowledgement of what a lot of people have been talking about is, hey, how come there's not this much coverage for so-and-so? There's not people who have missing loved ones that get zero coverage. So let's listen to the rest of this.
It was quite touching and ran a few minutes long. It's the first time we have heard from Savannah directly in more than a week or 10 days based on my calendar. She talked about the agony, the aching for her mother, how she's missing her, and that her sister is blowing on the embers of hope. Major headline, $1 million reward now being offered for any information on the whereabouts of their mom, asking for prayers. This quote, if this is what it is to be, we will accept it. We need to know where she is, either celebrating a miraculous homecoming or then alluding to the possibility of having a funeral in an end of life.
And just coincidentally, I wanted to stop just a second here. This is her NBC morning show, Hoda and Jen. She had her mom on in late 2025, and they did, several segments with her mother. And some people out there on social media are speculating that perhaps this brought attention to her mom in the Tucson area where she lives in, because they mentioned Tucson. I believe that there was a piece that showed them both in Tucson at a coffee shop or something of that nature. And people are saying that potentially this was what may have brought eyes onto her mom and the vulnerability of her living alone in Tucson and that in her sprawling estate that she resided in. Let's listen to the rest of this.
Ceremony. I want to get to Max Gordon right now, live outside of Nancy Guthrie's home, which was there was news last night. There's news again today, Max, and give us the latest there from Tucson, Arizona.
Well, this latest video is absolutely heart-wrenching. It's been more than a week since we've heard from Savannah Guthrie, and we see now that she is putting out this video acknowledging that maybe her mother is no longer alive at this point. Obviously, the major headline here is that the family is putting out a reward of up to $1 million. They just want Nancy Guthrie to be returned home, be returned back to the family, whether dead or alive. And Savannah did appear to be speaking directly to whoever might know any information in that video, or maybe directly to Nancy's captors in that video, just asking to do the right thing, essentially. Again, saying that they're blowing on the embers of hope at this point, but really just a heart-wrenching video there, really tough to watch. You can tell that Savannah has been just going through night after night of not really getting any sleep, and has been going through a really tough time here. Another headline there is that they are donating $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. There's been some criticism that this case has gotten a lot more attention than other missing persons cases. And Savannah acknowledged that in that video, saying that she hopes that other missing persons cases gets this same amount of attention. So a big development this morning in the Nancy Guthrie case. Again, the big headline, $1 million reward for the return of Nancy Guthrie.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kill.
And, I just want to say quickly, that is huge, because yes, it will draw out more of these crazy hoaxsters and so forth, but it may also be that dangling carrot that is needed in a lot of these abductions and missing person high profile cases, where you get somebody who says, hey, we know where she's asking for her mother's remains. There are stipulations in the FBI criteria, but again, she's saying it's not for the arrest and conviction of anybody as far as the family reward goes, but there may be stipulations that she alluded to at the bottom. Let me go to her news network, NBC News, and take a listen to what they had to say in regards to this, because I didn't get a chance to watch this yet. So I'm going to go to Savannah Guthrie's home radio news station here in New York, local, and let's take a listen to their coverage on that. This was the first one we played was from Fox. Let's take a listen to their coverage.
Hope against hope. As my sister says, we are blowing on the embers of hope. We also know that she may be lost. She may already be gone. She may have already gone home to the Lord that she loves and is dancing in heaven with her mom and her dad, and with her beloved brother, Pierce, and with our daddy. And if this is what is to be, then we will accept it. But we need to know where she is. We need her to come home. For that reason, we are offering a family reward of up to $1 million for any information that leads us to her recovery. All of the information about this reward and the details is in the caption below. You can call the 1-800 tip line. You can be anonymous if you want. Someone out there knows something that can bring her home. Somebody knows. And we are begging you to please come forward now. We also know that we are not alone in our loss. We know there are millions of families that have suffered with this kind of uncertainty. And for that reason today, we also are donating $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children for their work and helping families who are coping with loss and actively looking for those who are lost. We are hoping that the attention that has been given to our mom and our family will extend to all the families like ours who are in need. and need prayers and need support. So please, if you hear this message, if you've been waiting and you haven't been sure, let this be your sign. So please come forward, tell what you know, and help us bring our beloved mom home so that we can either celebrate a glorious, miraculous homecoming or celebrate the beautiful, brave, and courageous and noble life that she has lived. Please be the light in the dark. Thank you.
And thank you. Our beloved friend and colleague, Samantha Guthrie, they're just posting that video on social media saying we still believe in a miracle. Family also now offering a $1 million reward for any information that leads to the return of their mom, Nancy Guthrie.
I mean, I think it's living in this uncertainty is agonizing. It's really a plea for anybody because somebody does know something.
Let's bring in NBC's national law enforcement and intelligence correspondent, Tom Winter. He joins us by phone now. Tom, you just heard the video. You saw the video along with us there. Walk us through the significance of this one. Why now?
Yeah, Craig, good morning. I think it's an important video because what the family is clearly telling somebody out there, and I agree with them. We've talked about it often, that somebody out there knows something. And so what they're hoping is that for that person that's out there, maybe they don't have the financial means to pick up the phone and call about a loved one, about a spouse, about somebody that they think is involved in this because they don't have the financial means to do so. This now changes the game. And I think they're being very clear that that they want that phone call from that one person out there or those two people out there that actually know what happened. And they're making it very clear here this morning. They just want to know what happened to their mom. They want to know where she is, and they want to be able to, as she said in an earlier video, celebrate her life. That's all that they're focused on. They want resolution. They want an end to this, and they're offering up to $1 million for somebody to come forward and make that call that says, you know what? I know that it's my relative who's responsible for it. Yeah. I know that it's my boyfriend or girlfriend that's involved in this, and make that call.
And I think, too, them donating another $500,000 to others who are going through the same kind of agony that Savannah and her family are going, to shine a spotlight on those other families is super important. Tom, thank you. Thank you so much.
Tom Winter, thank you.
And a reminder, guys, the tip line. Call if you have any information in this case, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Again, the now.
Amen to that. We should be praying for this family and not questioning what they have or haven't done. I just want to send strength, prayers, and positive vibes to the entire Guthrie family, and also to the law enforcement team, the FBI that's down on the ground, the Pima County Sheriff's that's providing backup support when various FBI search warrants are executed. I believe that this is going to now ramp up the case and make a lot start stirring. Coincidentally, John Walsh's son, I don't know, I think his name is Michael, he has done coverage on this case already. So we definitely have heard from John Walsh, his son. So let's listen to the rest of this. This is her home network, NBC News. They actually broke in to the regular program to bring this breaking news story.
Now, $1 million is being offered. Family are going to shine a spotlight on those other families is super important. Tom, thank you. Thank you so much.
Tom Winter, thank you.
And a reminder, guys, the tip line. Call if you have any information in this case, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Again, the now $1 million is being offered here.
24 days now, Savannah pointing out that we still believe in miracles. We're bringing the very latest throughout the morning here on NBC, NBC News Now, NBCnews.com for most of you.
So there was the story from her local news. I'm going to check now quickly. I had a couple of other stations plugged in, but I'm going to quickly just check Fox for any live coverage if anything else additional has popped up. So just give me a second. Let me know what you think in the chat. Where are you watching, city, state, or country? Or are you new here? This is your first time checking out this video. If you're newly subscribed, we would love to hear from you. Ed Wallace is on the road, but will be joining us by phone. I also have a note out to Lieutenant Commander Joe Cardinelli, who may be joining us to give a little bit of his take as it pertains to this. So let's just take a look real quick on some of the breaking local news, see what's happening. Welcome in, everybody. Los Angeles, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Great to see you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, just peeking around. Tucson, Arizona, ground zero for Nancy Guthrie. Good to see you. C. Cooper, thank you for joining. Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot going on as it pertains to the story, but it's important to understand this reward from the family is financially funded by the Guthrie family. It has nothing to do with law enforcement. It's over and above what is already out there, and I believe it was 200,000 and change. So this brings it up to 1,200,000 and change thousand, 1,200,000 and some odd thousand. I think it's 202 or 205,000 combined from the FBI and other donors. Let me just take a look. Here we go. Fox Now. Give me a second. Give me a second, folks. This is live coverage.
Today's Show co-host, and that is the search for the mother of Savannah Guthrie. Today's Show co-host Nancy Guthrie has been missing now for more than 3 weeks. Take a look at these photos here as we follow all the latest developments. The Guthrie family now announcing a $1 million reward as the search for Nancy Guthrie pushes past 3 weeks. Want to pop this up on your screen? This is coming in just a few moments ago from FBI Phoenix, saying the family of missing Tucson woman Nancy Guthrie is offering a private $1 million reward for credible information that directly leads to her return. If you have firsthand knowledge of Nancy's whereabouts or any information about where she may be located, please contact the FBI tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI. Due to high volume call, you may experience delays when submitting information. The FBI's $100,000 reward also remains active to help keep the tip line available for actionable investigative law enforcement leads. Please submit only serious and detailed fact-based information, no well wishes or case theories. The tip line is not.
Okay, this is very specific from FBI Phoenix, and this was on their X account. I actually went and looked at this while this was playing. Very, very specific. They want viable information, again, and at the end of it, it says no well wishes or case theories. We all have theories. Opinions are like, you know what, everybody's got one. But at the end of the day, they're looking for bona fide, viable leads that they can take manpower and go out and look at. So there's the statement from the FBI on their Twitter account, X, whatever you want to call it. The family has updated the reward. Now, the reward, Savannah said, is for leading to bringing her mom home. She didn't say for the arrest and conviction of whoever did this. All she said in her statement, we'll play it one more time, is that the family will pay $1 million for information, and she said you could do it anonymously, leading to Nancy Guthrie's recovery. But she also went on to say there are some stipulations that were linked below. We'll have to go and read that, and we'll talk about that in a few.
For personal messages to the Guthrie family. Now, there's also a $100,000 reward on top of that that is being offered by the Pima County Sheriff's Office. That one is essentially tied to Crime Stoppers and an anonymous donor who provided that. Now, Savannah Guthrie did just post moments ago a new video on social media. What I want to do is pop that up here and play it for you for the first time on Live Now from Fox.
Hi there. Coming on to say it is day 24 since our mom was taken in the dark of night from her bed. And every hour and minute and second and every long night has been agony since then of worrying about her and fearing for her and aching for her. And most of all, just missing her, just missing her. We know that millions of you have been praying. So many people have been praying of every faith and no faith at all, praying for her return. And we feel those prayers. Please keep praying without ceasing. We still believe. We still believe in a miracle. We still believe that she can come home. Hope against hope. As my sister says, we are blowing on the embers of hope. We also know that she may be lost. She may already be gone. She may have already gone home to the Lord that she loves and is dancing in heaven with her mom and her dad.
Guys, you can visibly see how upset she is. There's tears coming out of her eyes, and she's holding back tears. I can't even overemphasize how important this video was for her to make and how difficult it was for her. Just put yourself in the position of pleading for someone to bring searchers, the investigators, to where your mom's remains are. It has to be so difficult. You don't wish this on your worst enemy, guys. It is really heartbreaking.
She may have already gone home to the Lord that she loves and is dancing in heaven with her mom and her dad and with her beloved brother Pierce and with our daddy. And if this is what is to be, then we will accept it. But we need to know where she is. We need her to come home. For that reason, we are offering a family reward of up to $1 million for any information that leads us to her recovery. All of the information about this reward and the details is in the caption below. You can call the 1-800-TIP line. You can be anonymous if you want. Someone out there knows something that can bring her home. Somebody knows. We are begging you to please come forward now.
A lot of people in the chat saying this is not a kidnapping, it's an abduction. Well, again, the opinions on that vary. But at the end of the day, if it was a kidnapping, somebody would have quickly reached out within a few days or less. And, I'm not saying a hoaxer somewhere, somebody in India or in another country, Nigeria, or whatever the case may be, outside of the U.S., asking for Bitcoin. I felt that was just people who being opportunistic, thinking this family's got money, they'll just send it. If this truly was a kidnapping and they had Nancy Guthrie for money to be paid to them, we would have heard about it, and they would have heard about it more than once. I think obviously this was an abduction. This was somebody that planned to get rid of Nancy Guthrie for a financial gain. That's my opinion. You guys can, come at me for that opinion. I'm not saying it's fact. I'm saying that's what I feel in my detective bones and in my detective's intuition, that this does not have the earmarkings of a kidnapping for a ransom. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Joining us is Lieutenant Commander Joseph Cardinelli. He's in the field. I won't say what he's doing, but he's a busy man.
How are you? I lost your audio there.
Okay.
I got you.
I'm here. So your thoughts on the family updating the reward or offering a $1 million reward 24 days into this thing?
You know what, Ron? They want their mother back, and they just spelled it out. They just want her back so they can have a proper celebration for her, as Savannah stated earlier in an earlier video. All right. Now, as investigators, and you just laid it out very well, we investigate these things as the events turn. From the very beginning, you and I have said that this is something that went wrong. All right. This may have been a simple, burglary, go in, get something that they thought was there, but something went wrong and they had to remove her from the scene, is what a lot of people were saying. We're saying it because we do the investigations with everything that we have, not on suppositions. All right. These are what the evidence that was there. When I saw the blood, regardless of whether it was a nosebleed or not, why did they take her outside? They could have easily just left there and, let her call for an ambulance. But that didn't happen. All right. Something went wrong on the inside of that house. All right. And we know that. So I guess with the evidence that they keep them very close to their vest, we're going to see what happens later on. And they can spell it out and give a more logical reason for some of the turn of events that have happened.
Yeah, 100%, Lieutenant. And, we've talked about this from the beginning. There's all different kinds of earmarks for special parts of this case and when it developed, as it was developing, that we do not have access to. We don't have access to the case file. So a lot of things that that are happening behind the scenes, we're not privy to it. So it leads the public and it leads people like ourselves who have investigative experience to speculate. This is what I feel is going on, and I just alluded to how I feel about this case. Many people ask Ed and I and yourself, hey, what's your thoughts on it? And if this was a kidnapping for a ransom and it was somebody that was serious and wanted that money, there would not be this Bitcoin and sending stuff overseas and all that bullshit that we saw. I hate to say it, but we call bullshit when we see it. And those things were bullshit. That was on TMZ. These were opportunists trying to get money. Now you hear, Joe, did you get a chance to listen to this plea from this morning and the update from Savannah?
Yeah, I was listening to it as you played it, and I have to tell you, it's heart-wrenching for the family, and that's the aspect that everybody loses, all right? Behind the scenes, behind everything, the initial thing is the family. The family is suffering. We can't imagine what they're suffering. They want their mother home, all right? They're a very religious family. Nancy was very religious. They want their mother back, and Savannah just spelled it out. We want her back. We understand that things may be very different, that she may have passed already, this and that, but we want her back. But as you said, if this was a kidnapping, there would have been proof of life. There would have been something with a more organized attempt to get the money or to get her back to her family. That was not done here. All right. Everything was what if, and they had to, and we're not second guessing them. The FBI had to do both aspects of the case as well as the investigators. The initial crime, but if it is going this way, we have people addressing it. That's huge. That is huge. We can't say what's going on behind closed doors right now, what information we lack and they have. And I'm glad that they're not letting it out there, because maybe they're zeroing in on somebody. We don't know. All I know is if I had you and Ed, I'd be telling you, go back to square one every day, see if we missed anything, and just keep moving forward. This way, when we do have a case against the individual or plural individuals, we have a good case against them.
Very well said, boss. And Lieutenant Commander Joe Cardinelli, retired. He's been involved in a lot of different cases over this career, his illustrious career in the NYPD, as Ed and myself have been. Ed has processed over 2,500 crime scenes. He'll correct me when he comes on, probably somewhere around 2,700. He likes to be specific with his numbers. But, when we looked at TMZ and Harvey and his crew saying that, we're getting in these notes, I smelled a skunk when I saw one, and I knew that those people who were sending in those notes to TMZ did it for a purpose, and the purpose was a scam to get money Just like when you get the phone call that your Norton antivirus is done, or that we charged your PayPal for your subscription to Microsoft. It's the same kind of concept. Those are jagaloons who are looming always. And no case, even this one, no case is exempt from it. You have an opportunity. You see, there's a woman on the screen here who's making $40 million a year at NBC. It's it's publicly available, her salary, what she makes, her contract, or whatever the case may be, or she's worth $40 million total. So she's making a great deal of money, and these people know it. And they said, hey, let's see if we can tug at their heartstrings and get them to send something. I want to play this one more time. Joe, do you got a minute to just listen to it?
Sure, go ahead, Ron.
Anything that you take from it, at the end, we'll just go over it and then we'll wrap it up.
From Fox.
Hi there. I'm coming on to say it is day 24 since our mom was taken in the dark of night from her bed. And every hour and minute and second and every long night has been agony since then, of worrying about her and fearing for her and aching for her, and most of all, just missing her. We know that millions of you have been praying. So many people have been praying of every faith and no faith at all, praying for her return. And we feel those prayers. Please keep praying without ceasing. We still believe. We still believe in a miracle. We still believe that she can come home. Hope against hope. As my sister says, we are blowing on the embers of hope. We also know that she may be lost. She may already be gone. She may have already gone home to the Lord that she loves and is dancing in heaven with her mom and her dad and with her beloved brother Pierce and with our daddy. And if this is what is to be, then we will accept it. But we need to know where she is. We need her to come home. For that reason, we are offering a family reward of up to $1 million for any information that leads us to her recovery. All of the information about this reward and the details is in the caption below. You can call the 1-800-TIP line. You can be anonymous if you want. Someone out there knows something that can bring her home. Somebody knows. We are begging you to please come forward now. We also know that we are not alone in our loss. We know there are millions of families that have suffered with this kind of uncertainty. And for that reason today, we also are donating $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children for their work in helping families who are coping with loss and actively looking for those who are lost. We are hoping that the attention that has been given to our mom and our family will extend to all the families like ours who are in need and need prayers and need support. So please, if you hear this message, if you've been waiting and you haven't been sure, let this be your sign to please come forward, tell what you know, and help us bring our beloved mom home.
Your thoughts, LT, on what we just listened to there?
Well, there's something else that she said that that's new, and that's in her bed. I don't know whether you caught that. All right, in her bed, and
Yes.
she what do you call it? She also mentioned that it's a family reward now too. So that's on top of what was offered prior to this. All right, so that's something that's very telling in itself, Ron. The fact that she was sleeping. All right, and imagine this: a woman, 84 years old, just going to bed, getting startled, wants to scream, and then maybe something happens. This is all the events you have to plan for, because they know what went on in that house, because they have the crime scene photos, they have everything put together from there. So that's what they're working right now. This is heart-wrenching. This is a family that wants their mother back, and they're preparing for any scenario, a miracle or that she has already passed. And then they go above and beyond to show that they share the pain of everybody else that had something like this, and they make a contribution, all right, of $500,000. You know, this isn't staged. This is Savannah not being the reporter, not being the celebrity that she is. This is Savannah, the daughter, all right, the sister, all right, that's going out there saying, we want our mom back. And she's tugging on heartstrings that you got to hope are there with the animals that did this.
Yeah, I mean, look, these savages, whoever is involved, like you said, either one or more. I believe it's more than one. You can't successfully pull off getting a woman out of her house that's not really mobile or does not walk well and by yourself. What are they going to do? Say, hey, you stay right here. I'm going to pull the car around front. We're going to get you out. This was a planned event. This was something that was, intentional. And at the end of the day, I believe that what Savannah did today, although, obviously we would have hoped that this reward would have been out there sooner than 24 days, but I'm not, judging or anything like that, but I'm speaking on a law enforcement perspective. I know for a fact that the FBI, not so sure about the Pima County sheriffs, but maybe the investigators in the homicide task force are, in tune to this type of stuff. Maybe they're not, but whoever has experience in this has to have encouraged her and that family to have a reward put out earlier than this. But better late than never, right, Joe? I mean, I think it's important. And I think this will get some movement in this case where somebody will either anonymously come forward. It also is going to cause people to send these guys on wild goose chases. Oh, she's buried here. She's dumped there. So that's going to be another problem that it comes up from this attention because everybody's looking at this. And your thoughts on that, sending investigators on wild goose chases? We've seen it.
Well, you remember there was one person locked up with the Bitcoin, if you remember that, because it shows you the nuts that are out there and the animals that are out there looking to instead of putting resources where they belong, you got to go down and track this guy down. But they got to make examples of individuals like this, and they have to prosecute to the full extent of this. You can't play games with this. I think the reward going up, I thought it was a big reward before, they upped it. But now to put it to this level, they're begging for their mother to come back. And then maybe somebody's going to turn around and say, you know what? I don't care what so-and-so thinks of me. I'm going to turn her in. I'm going to turn these people in. I'm going to give them what they want because they all get a number. We know how that works. But I'll tell you the other thing, too. People want to help so bad that they're doing their own searches and they're walking around areas they shouldn't be walking around. So it shows you how crazy these things get and out of the control of some law enforcement. They should be telling people like they did. The reporters were saying, do you think you really should be behind there? Oh, well, we want to help. All right, that's great. But they should be using someone like EquiSearch for something like that, who's more than willing to come in and do stuff like this and who know how to work with law enforcement. Right now, it's a matter of who we're dealing with and where she may have been taken, all right, to give the family the closure that they need.
Yeah, I agree with you. There was a group of women from I believe in Mexico, but I'm not sure. I think they live in the Arizona area. I'm not sure about them, but I saw videos of them poking into the ground, going onto property, which I didn't know where that property was or not. But I definitely cringed with it, even though people argue and say, well, they've recovered thousands of people remains for families, and that's a good thing. But EquiSearch doesn't go out. An organized search group doesn't go out like EquiSearch unless they're invited by the FBI or state, local, or whatever, the federals. So they don't do that for a reason, because they don't want to step on any area where they're not supposed to be stepping. So EquiSearch does do the right things, but when it comes to searching, you have to have investigators with you, because if you do make a recovery, they need to be there to secure the scene. You can't be just sitting there.
Exactly. Good point. And I'll tell you something. What I don't like is the close proximity to the border. All right, and that the reward being out there. Now you're talking cartel money. You know that, right? That if anybody knows anything, that they'll offer it, and somebody will try to claim that. You're talking a lot of money here, where it could loosen things up a little bit. It could jar some people to start saying something and doing something, and then they'll know if they're entitled to this reward or not. But upping the game like this, it's not desperation. It's upping the game to get their mother back. Right. It's far from desperation. I mean, they are desperate to get their mother back, but the law enforcement is not desperate to go along with any scenario like this. All right. They're playing their cards the way they have to, and they're doing the investigation the way they have to. This is the family begging for their mother back. All right, so let's not make any mistake about that. It may be with the assistance of law enforcement, but they're not pressuring anybody to do this by any means.
Yes, agreed, LT. But you could see that she definitely had a written note, and just to keep on to the topics that she wanted to touch on: missing and exploited children. They donated $500,000 to that foundation, because that was the family listening to the vibe. They said everyone's been praying, and we want to thank everybody. I thought that was very kind of them to make mention of that, because millions of people across the world are praying for the safe return of her mom by some miracle, right? But giving that donation to $500,000 to exploited and missing children, that's going to help to do so much work for so many people who need these resources in the cases where the media is not all over. Thank you for becoming a member, Wendy. This is going to help organizations like that to help search for missing loved ones. Don't forget, 800,000 people a year, including children and adults, go missing. A lot of those are found or returned home, but it's in the hundreds of thousands that are unaccounted for every year in and year out. So,
and I'm sorry to cut you off, Ron. To that point, we have said it before. Don't think they haven't been getting, a lot of, you saw the remarks on some of the other sites and everything about, and the news stations, people complaining that the only reason why it's getting the attention it is because she's a celebrity, this and that. And we went on and we said it, and I'll say it again to all your listeners, viewers, everybody. We would investigate this case the same way, and nobody can tell us different. I'll tell you, the only difference would be the higher ups would constantly be asking us questions.
Updates,
all right, but
updates, yeah.
Right, the boots on the ground, like you, like Ed. My guys would go out there, and I want answers for any family. I don't care whether you're the poorest of the poor or the richest of the rich. I want answers for the family. So that's where we lie with the investigative part of this. The higher-ups have a duty to ask because the politicians are getting pressure, this and that. That's for them to decipher, all right? I dealt with that so many times, and I just said, listen, I need to get back to finding who did this, all right? See you later. And that's it. And then get back to the real boots on the ground like you guys, all my investigators, he, she, them, and report back to them when I have something.
Yeah, LT, you hit the nail on the head as it pertains to this, because I remember as a patrol cop back in the 90s when a young child would go missing, or a special category or any kind of missing, we'd spend entire 8-hour tours searching, and then the next tour would come on, continuing the search, door by door, building by building, pounding the pavement to search for the folks that go missing, and lots of them do return safely, but 800,000 is an approximate number. You could go and look at these statistics. Every year are reported missing: men, women, children, elderly, and so forth. But at the end of the day, everybody is important. All lives matter. All these people who go missing deserve the attention. And I love that she did that. Joe, I know you're busy. I want to thank you so much for giving your perspective and your input as a retired lieutenant commander in the NYPD in a lot of different squads and a lot of different areas where you patrolled and worked and investigated. It's a really an asset to our audience, and everybody loves and appreciates you. So I'll let you go. I know you're busy.
You got it, my friend. I'll be in touch. All right.
Thanks, Joe. Good to see you, buddy.
Take care.
Stay
You got
safe.
it, my friend. Bye-bye.
All right, there he goes, Lieutenant Commander Joe Cardinelli, chiming in with us. NewsNation has a piece on this. I want to bring it to you real quick. NewsNation, I didn't listen to it, so let's listen together. Nancy Lou, outside of Nancy Guthrie's home.
Listen to this new message from Savannah Guthrie.
Hi there. I'm coming on to say it is day 24 since our mom was taken in the dark of night from her bed. And every hour and minute and second and every long night has been agony since then of worrying about her and fearing for her and aching for her. And most of all, just missing her, just missing her. We know that millions of you have been praying. So many people have been praying of every faith and no faith at all, praying for her return. And we feel those prayers. Please keep praying without ceasing. We still believe. We still believe in a miracle. We still believe that she can come home. Hope against hope. As my sister says, we are blowing on the embers of hope. We also know that she may be lost. She may already be gone. She may have already gone home to the Lord that she loves and is dancing in heaven with her mom and her dad and with her beloved brother Pierce and with our daddy. And if this is what is to be, then we will accept it. But we need to know where she is. We need her to come home. For that reason, we are offering a family reward of up to $1 million for any information that leads us to her recovery. All of the information about this reward and the details is in the caption below. You can call the 1-800 tip line. You can be anonymous if you want. Someone out there knows something that can bring her home. Somebody knows. And we are begging you to please come forward now. We also know that we are not alone in our loss. We know there are millions of families that have suffered with this kind of uncertainty. And for that reason today, we also are donating $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children for their work in helping families who are coping with loss and actively looking for those who are lost. We are hoping.
I have the banner for the National Exploited Children's Foundation running at the bottom of the screen here. If you want to help with searching or helping out in any way that you can, there's the organization link. You guys can go and check it out.
Hoping that the attention that has been given to our mom and our family will extend to all the families like ours who are in need and need prayers and need support. So please, if you hear this message, if you've been waiting and you haven't been sure, let this be your sign to please come forward, tell what you know, and help us bring our beloved mom home so that we can either celebrate a glorious, miraculous homecoming or celebrate the beautiful, brave, and courageous and noble life that she has lived. Please be the light in the dark. Thank you.
Our Nancy Lou back there in Tucson. We just listened to that together for the first time. Nancy Lou, that was just absolutely heart-wrenching and very powerful.
Yeah.
Asking for anybody like, now is your moment. This is it. What did you make of the words and the reward that was offered, and also a reward for other missing families who are dealing with unbearable loss as well?
Yeah, it's just heart-wrenching to see and hear, and you just feel that pain that they are going through. But a $1 million family reward, I mean, that's remarkable. And hopefully that does bring the information that can, crack this case. And sadly, she also acknowledged that Nancy Guthrie may already be gone, already gone home to heaven, but they need to know where she is.
Thank you.
So, guys, I think that obviously behind the scenes that the Guthrie family knows more than what the public knows, but investigators are keeping them updated from the FBI and perhaps the Pima County Sheriff's. I want to go to you in the chat, hashtag DutyRon, on any of your questions pertaining to the $1 million reward and the $500,000 donation that was made to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Again, be aware of, thank you for putting that in the live chat. Be aware of any fake GoFundMes. Do not donate to fake GoFundMes as it pertains to this. Yes, a very sad story, Abernathy. I agree. So yeah, I do not feel that Nancy Guthrie is alive in my heart. I want to hold on to hope and a miracle, but 24 days, no sign of life, no proof of life, nothing that would allude to that she's okay and being held somewhere outside the country, inside the country. There's just no upside to taking an elderly 84-year-old woman who is bleeding and on blood thinners and has a pacemaker and needs medication for 24 days without severe and extreme demands immediately from the police or the family. So that takes away the kidnapping theory in my book, abduction, and unfortunately, abduction and killing her seems to be my theory of what happened, and she's no longer with us, and it's so sad. So let's look at the comments. I've already said this many times. It breaks my heart. It really hurt me to say that just now. Like, I really couldn't even get that out, but I did. DutyRon, did you hear the news that the photo without the backpack was a different day? That's not necessarily true. It's the photo of the person without the backpack. There's no timestamp to it. And one of the reporters, I'll pull it up locally. I think her name is Garcia, is her last name. But I'll pull up the report and I'll let you guys listen to what she said. Essentially, she said that there was no timestamp to it and that there was a lot of speculation on behalf of reporting. So I'm going to play this for you. Hold on, give me a second. I wish I could probably get this up over here, but let's just play it in the phone so you guys can hear it. Give me 2 seconds. The one we've been showing. Hold on a second. I think this is important.
Monica Garcia, I wanted to jump on quickly. I'm in the studio tonight to talk about what's been circulating online. Reports citing sources familiar with the investigation claim that the man suspected in the abduction of Nancy Guthrie, the one we've been showing you in that Ring doorbell video, might have been at her front door earlier than February 1st. February 1st is the night investigators believe that she was kidnapped. So we reached out to the FBI, we reached out to the Pima County Sheriff's Department on this, and this is their official response tonight, the official response from the Pima County Sheriff's Department on this. Investigators say previously released doorbell images show the suspect in different states.
Basically, let me find it. I think that's kind of amateurish to put that up there like that. Let me just find it real quick. Give me 2 seconds. I think I have it here. I think this is it. Yeah. So let me see if they posted it up here real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Maybe, maybe not. Anyways, it was on her Facebook page, and basically the Pima County Sheriff said that video has no timestamp. So it's just pure speculation of people saying that he was there a different day. They weren't confirming or denying that he was there a different day, but basically they're saying that video doorbell from Nest did capture that person, but it does not have any timestamp. They don't have the timestamp to it. So it is what it is. I know there's a lot of disdain for Sheriff Nanos at the Pima County Sheriff. His own department are not happy with him. There's a vote of no confidence unanimously. Everybody voted that they were not confident way before this case developed. So if that's is something that should, send a message to you guys who are watching this and to the family, his own people, his own subordinates, the folks who work for him are not confident in the Pima County Sheriff. And that should tell you big time. Sheriff must go. A lot of people are saying that the people of Tucson and in that area that they serve, Pima County, when they vote, they should vote this guy out. I mean, he only lost by 481 votes. Won by 481 votes. Let me see the chat because I missed some of the questions. I'm a one-man crew today. I'm doing everything all on my own, but I'm trying to get Facebook up. Let me just see if I can get that. Sometimes Facebook is a little funny with allowing me to. I have to sign into it and blah 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 blah. It's a pain in the neck with Facebook. Let's see if I can get it. 2 seconds. All right. This is what I got to do. Let's go here. Click this off. I call it fake book. I hate Facebook. I think it sucks. Anyways, listen, this has been in extended coverage of the Nancy Guthrie abduction case. I don't even say missing anymore. She was abducted, taken out of her home on the night of January 31st. The family has upped the reward. Now it's a combined $1.2 million in change. So if you know something, or if you see something, say something. I appreciate everybody being here. Much love and respect on behalf of Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed Wallace. Kelly says, DutyRon, do you think whoever did this is going to be tied back to Savannah somehow, like an obsessed fan? That's an extreme possibility, yes. Somebody who may or may not like her points of view. This is all speculative. I don't know this for a fact, but it could be. It could be somebody from within her family. They said that everybody's cleared in that Guthrie family. I say this as an investigator. Nobody is ever fully cleared, because when one door opens up and you're doing an investigation and you're walking down a hallway, there's many doors that you can go to, and you go down long hallways. And when you open up one door, it may lead back to somebody who you said was cleared. So that to me is hogwash to say the family's fully cleared and will never circle back to look at them. Everybody gets looked at all the time. And if they are cleared on day 1, doesn't mean that on day 24 they can now be back in the investigation and back in a part of it. Doesn't mean that they will, but what I'm saying is that as cases develop, things change, and you have to realize that. I mean, whether you're an investigator or not, but I've seen many cases where, okay, people are cleared, and then all of a sudden we get new information, and that same cleared person now becomes a suspect and gets locked up. All right. Lady Chan, thank you for being a channel member. This is a very, very popular question. Would getting psychics be of any help? And the answer to that would be no. Investigators from the state, federal, and local do not utilize psychics. People, families can do that. People who are following the case can do that, but the police and investigators do not utilize psychics, and they would never deploy them to help them in a case, especially this case. All right. Anything else? Somebody says TMZ employees are on my suspect list. You know, what's your suspect? Let me know. Who's your suspect in the chat? Let's do some live interactive stuff in the chat. Who do you believe could potentially be a suspect here? And this is a chance for you to put it out there now. I'm curious. I want to pool the chat. And if you're watching a replay, let me know in the comments down below who you think your suspect is. If you can, take a moment to hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. If you're not yet subscribed, please do so. We are humbled and honored by each and every subscription that comes in on Crime Time with DutyRon. Look, son-in-law, a lot of people are on that son-in-law, Tommaso. A lot of people feel this way. You guys are not alone. I like the town hall meeting style that we do here. And I believe that the live audience, your thoughts, your opinions matter. It matters, you know. So I see a lot of it. There's one for Carlos, not a popular one, but he also, his car was taken into custody. What do you think of no car on any cam? The camera situation at the house is horrific, and I'm sure that now the family looking at this are kicking themselves in the butt. If you have a woman, your mom, 84 years old, living in a home that size by herself, with no home health aide, with no person there, I didn't even hear that she had I've fallen and I can't get up, one of those emergency devices. I'm not a rich family. I don't come from money. But my stepmom and my mother, when she was alive, my stepmom, I was on the phone with her all day yesterday. She got socked with over 2 feet of snow. She has a backup generator. She lives alone. She is mobile. She can get in a car and drive and so forth. I installed 3 Ring video doorbells on the outside of her home. One of them went down. And what do you think she did? She called me yesterday during a snowstorm here in New York, my stepmom, and said, Ronnie, can you help me get this back online? And I said, Ma, let's do it. I walked her through it until we can get that thing back online, and we got her back online. So now I could see outside of her house. If somebody approaches, I could see, and she has the home. If she falls inside the home, she wears a pendant around her neck. The family has to be kicking themselves in the butts because there was no set security system. There was no alarm system. There were no cameras that were functioning to a cloud. I talked about the cloud. These are big mistakes. And if we could learn anything from this, we would say that our loved ones, our elderly, our family are worth it. Pay the money to have that cloud subscription. Get a Ring video doorbell. If that's, if it's money is tight, it's money that's well spent. Take it from me. I have over 16 cameras on the outside of my home, and I have legally, because of my profession, I'm armed. I have, firearms in my home, locked up, safe, but I know how to use them. My wife knows how to use them. My son is proficient in using them. The people who live here at home with me know how to use them. But Nancy Guthrie wasn't afforded that. She was by herself. That's a big mistake. You can't do that, especially when you're having your mom come on national television with you and you're doing a show with her and saying, this is our cozy little Tucson home. This is our area. This is where I grew up. You put that out there, there's nuts. There's nut bags all over the internet. I hate to say it like that, but it's true. There are nuts all over the internet that are dangerous, that do kill people. I mean, come on. We have to really be real about this. I know there's an inherent risk of me being a live streamer, but I'm covered. I had everything covered. I'm always watching my surroundings, and so should you. So if you do know someone who lives at home or alone and they're a loved one of yours or a friend, make sure you get them cameras for the outside of their house. It's cheap, it's inexpensive, and it's something to do. There's, like I said, this isn't a blame game, and I appreciate this comment, half fun. Can't blame the family, but we all need to learn from this. Yes, if there's a takeaway from this, this is what we learn. What we learn is the importance of protecting the elderly, protecting your loved ones. Your family comes first. We always say this, family comes first, right? And in this case, we're seeing on the national stage and international stage that there was no safety nets in play. What about that life alert? What if, God forbid, she had fallen inside her home and someone didn't come until the next day or checked on her till the next day? That could be the difference between life and death, depending on your injury. So make no mistake, this is a learning experience for all of us to look at. So I care about each and every one of you. I thank each and every one of you for being here. You, the live audience, is what makes this a great place. I give thanks and praise each and every day to you guys, the live audience, the replay viewers, the people who become members, the people who support us on Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. Ed Wallace and myself, we're retired, but guess what? We're trying to get valid information out to you, our listening audience, and we're trying to get valid, accurate information out to you. We do not like to run on speculation and rumors, but in this case, because there's no press conferences, there's no direction from the Pima County Sheriff's Department, that's all we have to do. That's all we have to go on. But here we try to limit those wild speculative rumors, and we try to stick with what the department is putting out, and it makes it difficult. So that's why we're giving you our honest opinion from 20 plus years of law enforcement and detectives investigating skills in the largest police department in the United States, the New York City Police Department. So thank you all for respectfully being here. I appreciate each one of your opinions. I respect it. But at the same time, we ask that you respect our opinions and thoughts. Don't come at anybody. Don't come at me in the comments in a nasty way, because it's an automatic ejection. I don't care if you've been here, 5 years, 2 months, a day, 10 months, doesn't matter. Once you cross that line, for me, it's a wrap. And I would expect people to hold me to that same standard. So love and respect from my house to yours. God bless this community. I'm sending prayers, strength, and positive vibes to Nancy Guthrie's family, Savannah, and her brother, sister, aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, the entire family. But most importantly, the community. I pray for the community for safety and for this to become, to come to an end and have peace in the Tucson area. So on behalf of DutyRon and Ed Wallace, we'll see you all soon. God bless and have a good day.